guys, welcome to Big Sister. I hope you all are having a wonderful Friday. This is video number 2. I'm thinking that I will upload them both today, if not, okay. But anyway guys, I wanted to talk about why it's important to make sure that if you've been hurt in any relationships that you, in the past, right, you want to make sure that you deal with that stuff before you try to get into a relationship with somebody else. You have to make sure you deal with those things before you try to move on to somebody else. I was looking at something and it was like, what I saw a lot was these young ladies, they had some hurt and trauma in the past, and then they were putting that on the new guys that they were going out with. And everything was about what they experienced in the past, and they wanted that man to reassure them that they were not going to do that. But that's not his job. That is not his job. Okay? Now, men can do that too. Maybe some things they've gone through in the past, and they want the woman to reassure them that she's not going to do those things. And I always say you do need to watch somebody's actions and see how they are carrying themselves. This is the best way to really know somebody. So if you want to make sure that the person you're dating is above board and of good character, you want to spend a lot more time paying attention to how they behave, how they react, giving that more time versus jumping into it and just going off of chemistry and how much y'all laugh together and how attractive they are. But pay attention to how they behave when things are not going their way, when maybe they have to wait in traffic, in a long line. Let me give you an example. There's this guy who liked me, and he was on the phone talking to me, and then he was in, I don't know if someone cut him off or something like that. All right, we were rudely interrupted, but all right. So anywho, so this guy was interested in me, and he was on the phone with me, and he was driving, and I guess what happened was someone must have cut him off in traffic or something like that. And oh my gosh, I don't know if he just forgot he was talking to me or he was so angry he didn't care. He started calling, apparently it was a woman who had cut him off. He was like, "You effing cunt." You know, he was saying that, calling her effing cunt. And he just went on this tangent. I was so shocked. So shocked. I was so shocked. Like, he had always had such a nice disposition. He had never, ever, like, even, there wasn't a hint that he was like this. And he was just talking to me and getting to know me, you know, and I was talking to him, and child, I was so turned off immediately. I mean, he was just going off. He was on a tangent, just cursing her out. Apparently she had passed him, but he was just so livid. He was just going off. And then it was like he came to and trying to talk to me again. And I was like, hey, I gotta go. And I just was like, I got off the phone with him. And then he was trying to reach out to me after that. I was like, hey, I am not feeling this. And he was like, why? And I was like, I just told him why. And he felt that I was being judgmental. But you know what? No. Certain things, especially being super rude like that, I was like, nah, nope. And that was it. So that's my point. When you take your time and get to know a person and you're not getting caught up in how they look and how cute they are, they're going to show you who they are. So that's your time to sort of get to know somebody. But at the same time, you have to make sure that any experiences that you have had, any type of hurt, any type of pain, any disappointment you've gone through, you have to make sure that you've done the work to get over that stuff, because you can't put somebody else in a position to be trying to prove themselves to you because of what someone else did. They're not that person. They're not that man. They're not that woman. And I know it's hard to try to trust again, but you have to make sure you get that done, because what happens is you're going to end up putting a lot of undue pressure. You're going to end up overthinking things a lot, and you're going to end up destroying a relationship before it's even had a chance to start, or something that could be beautiful. You are going to wreck it because you're thinking they're doing the same thing like that the last person did. So that's just one of the things that I do tell people, is it's not fair to put that on anybody. He is not like the last guy. She is not like the last girl. And a lot of times, if you find that you keep choosing people that end up doing the same thing over and over again, sometimes it has a lot to do with who you're choosing, which is going to be, you have to look within yourself. What is in me that makes me want to choose this person? Because you know what? A lot of times there's somebody that was really nice, but what do? Sometimes you don't like that person. They're not your quote unquote type, because there's a type that you have, but it does not necessarily mean that your type is actually your type. Your type could just be your toxicity. There could be something in you that makes you choose the duds versus what's good for you. You understand what I'm saying? And then you also want to make sure that when you do get someone that's nice, if you've been used to dating people who hurt you and who did you wrong, a lot of times what could happen is you can end up where you destroy that nice guy. You destroy that really nice and decent woman, because you can become a nasty person. It could be a result of the fact that you've always had to defend yourself, protect yourself, or be in this mode that you feel like you need to be one step ahead. You can have learned these nasty ways, a nasty way to respond or to do things that you bring in with a new person. So you have this person who really cares about you and like you, but you have these subliminal, passive-aggressive, nasty ways and things that you may do to make that person feel uncomfortable or to cause them to doubt themselves. You may do things to bring down their esteem, because you're used to that. You came from that. You're used to being with someone some women are used to with guys who are abusive, who are cheating, and you're actually ruined. You're actually all messed up mentally in your head, and then you meet this guy, and let's say he's trying to talk to you, but now you feel like you have to be dealing with him the way you used to deal with that common dude out in the road. So you're trying to gaslight him. You feel like you have to be disrespectful. You have to be somewhat indifferent towards them. You feel like you need to shut down as a male. You may feel you need to treat this woman a certain way. Maybe you were with someone who was disrespectful. Oh, you know, wild alley cats, I would call them. And then you meet this nice girl, and you're dealing with her that way. You feel like you have to be dealing with her like you would with some old raccoon down the street. And so you can end up ruining that person. And what will happen is that light, that glow, that happiness that the person had, that you had, they're gone. It's like if you have an egg in your hand and you just crush it, or you have some beautiful stationery, and you crumble it, hold it tight, and you destroy it. Everything that falls in your hand gets destroyed. And you have to examine that and say, why is this happening? Why am I doing this? Because a lot of times you have not received the therapy. You have not had the healing. You're just moving from person to person, blaming, all of this. And even though, you may have dated someone that really did you wrong, but you still have to look at yourself and say, why did you allow it? Because if you don't find out why you allowed that behavior, you're going to keep doing the same things over and over again. And then you're going to end up breaking people's heart. You're going to learn how to be a manipulator like the person who manipulated you. These people will learn how to deceive you just like the person who deceived them. These person are going to learn to run circles around you because they were with somebody like that. And I will say to anybody, if you're with a person who, no matter how much you're trying to love on them, you're trying to be with them, they're just making you feel insecure, and you always got to be trying to prove to them that you're not this and that, leave them alone. They are not worth it. Because a lot of times what they're going to do, individuals like this, sometimes they're going to pull you in with a whole lot of good sex. Get in your head, get in your mind, get you emotionally attached, and then they start to show you their true nature. So anyway, guys, I'm going to stop here. Just think about it. It is no one else's responsibility. No one should be paying for the sins of your past relationships. Stop looking at that man or that woman in your life now as if they have to be walking on eggshells because of somebody else. Do the work, do the therapy, go get the help you need, self-help books, go see a therapist. If you can't see a therapist, then look, YouTube is full of actual counselors that you can talk to or listen to and see them for maybe a lower price. But even if you lower cost than maybe you would if you're out there trying to get health care. But if not, you can watch a lot of stuff for free and get a lot of good help. I see a lot of material online that was not there before. I don't remember seeing stuff like that. You know, I guess because YouTube wasn't really a thing until COVID. Nobody was really paying attention to YouTube like that. Not until COVID, you know. So healing is possible, but it can be difficult, but it's a tough job. You have to do the hard work and not put that on somebody else. Does that make sense? All right, guys, don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe to my channel. Talk to you soon.